Do you want to know how to beat the big brands on Amazon? Of course you do. Let's delve into it. I'm Chris Turden. I am the owner and founder of Ecommerce Intelligence. We are the UK's top Amazon agency. We work with some of the UK's biggest brands. Today, we're going to look at one of the biggest brands in the UK that is not utilizing Amazon and why it's absolutely pivotal that they start looking at that. Now, for you, that could be really important because you could really learn some detail about your competitors and how we analyze competitors to make better decisions. So have a watch. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Amazon's Broken Brands. After a lot of interesting feedback from some of my previous videos about brands, huge brands in the UK that are just not utilizing Amazon, and crucially they need to. Let's get this sort of elephant in the room right now. Amazon is 40% of the e-commerce marketplace, 40% of all sales, and in the UK alone, that's 14 million Prime customers start their shopping experience on Amazon. We know that some of these brands, huge, they have multiple retail locations, they are gigantic in their own way, but people will search for them on Amazon. And today we're going to discuss Bridgewater, a gigantic brand of pottery products and kitchenwares. Huge brand, really popular, really high-end quality products, but they are getting wiped out on Amazon. I don't know their strategy, but I'm here to put in my 2 cents and have a rant, and maybe if they're watching, please get in touch or take on some of these suggestions yourself because you've got a great brand. Don't let other brands destroy what you've got. And, it's really, really crucial to take control of your brand on Amazon in 2024. Yes, there are retailers pushing your products. Yes, they may be getting those sales for you, but there are some real inherent issues, and we're going to go into them right now. So, how many people are searching for Bridgewater? As we know, it's a huge UK brand, and people are searching for the mugs, the kettles, the trays, the bowls, the diaries, everything. Huge search volumes. Around about 3,500 search volumes for the wording Bridgewater. When we look at the actual search terms for specifics, there's about 10,000 searches a month that are just coming through on this particular software product alone. So what we're showing is that there are a lot of people coming to Amazon to find these products. So if they've seen them in stores or other e-commerce marketplaces or e-commerce sites, people are in large droves coming to Amazon to look for the products. And crucially, Bridgewater have got to dominate their branding, get it back in front of customers for various reasons here. So let's start with a brand search of Bridgewater. Let's have a look at the size of the price, first of all. The key thing is, let me just move my face further up to the side here. On page 1 on Amazon, there is £129,000 in revenue for the brand search, but only 16,000 of these are under Bridgewater's brand, under their products. The Russell Hobbs tie-in, those beautiful Russell Hobbs electronics, another big brand in the UK. They've got a nice Bridgewater design in there. They're taking £27,000 into that market. If we compare that to biscuit tins, and bear in mind Bridgewater sell biscuit tins. Biscuit tins has roughly about 10,000 searches a month. Bridgewater search keywords have about 10,000 searches a month. But the revenue change just on biscuit tins on Amazon, for people buying biscuit tins on Amazon, there's £230,000 in revenue in the last 30 days, okay? Bridgewater has slightly more brand searches than that and should be lower in the funnel. In other words, in simplistic language, it should be easier for people to buy because they are searching for the brand Bridgewater, right? But they're not. That's a comparison of £230,000 of people buying biscuit tins, generic biscuit tins, on the same amount of searches compared to £129,000 on brand searches for Bridgewater. So that's people, and you'll see in a minute, there's different brands using Bridgewater's name and all this kind of stuff. So there's a huge scope just in that alone. Bridgewater products are obviously quite higher in the retail pricing point than a lot of these sort of cheaper biscuit tins. Bridgewater's own biscuit tin is only taking a tiny percent of that revenue, 0.64% of that revenue, because of issues they have, which I'll mention later on. So just doing 2 random keyword searches in the same volume, you can see that they are leaving hundreds of thousands of pounds on the table potentially, and it's just a huge thing that really blows my mind. Let's have a look at this a bit further. So let's have a look at the brand search page. When you search on from Bridgewater, the first thing that comes up is someone else's Amazon sponsored brand, which is the Brother Gift Ideas. Not great, means that people who could be influenced by Bridgewater end up finding someone else's brand. They can end up buying that. Not a good start. But then the actual product range, if you look on the left here, it's all a bit of a mix. There's some sort of sponsored brands here that are coming through. Got the nice Russell Hobbs range, but then there's just so many fragmented areas of different products, how they look, the design. There's wording in there that's all a little bit all over the shop. We've got you've got something like Elite Tins, which is another brand that's on there. It doesn't really give the right sort of brand message, I don't think, from Bridgewater. It's a complete and utter mess. And we'll see more into that detail in a little bit here in terms of how those brands are currently using, what they're doing wrong. If we look at the polka dot biscuit barrel, is a great one. We've got a brand on there called Seat Zone. So this product alone in Bridgewater we're not able to handle because it's not owned by them. It's owned by somebody else. This is a biscuit barrel product. It has 500 or 612 reviews. So it's quite well established as a product. It's getting some sales on there. It's getting some traction. And Bridgewater cannot control this product. And it's likely as well this has a wrong barcode. I know many of the brands on there have the wrong barcode for their products. Again, Amazon won't work with Emma Bridgewater on this because the brand names are wrong. The GS1 barcodes are wrong. It's a complete mess. It's not been maintained. And of course, because of that, the product listings look really weak. You know, the titles, the images, the bullet points, the content looks bad. And here's the main thing, and I'll reiterate this again. What happens when the polka dot biscuit barrel changes? You know, there could be descriptive changes, there could be imagery changes, there could be size, dimensional changes to that product. Who monitors that and makes sure that it's correct going forward, that when other retailers are selling it, the information is right? Because at the moment, nobody seems to be taking control of it. We have another issue with these mugs. So there's some nice mugs, some nice images up here. There's a variation for these mugs, but there seems to be no pattern to these variations. They're in random blocks. Some have German text on them from different websites. It's just not being controlled at all. And again, the brand has been used correctly, but there's no control of the catalogue. And it's just for a brand of this size, it is crazy. If we take a deeper look, I'm going to take a real deep look into other problems they've got with the brands. This really popular biscuit tin, and again, we've talked about biscuit tins before. The biscuit tin barrel here, the knives and forks one, really well-known product. Sold it's got 404 reviews. It's probably selling quite well. It's being the buy box is from obviously a third party, but the brand is someone called Elite Tins. This is not Emma Bridgewater. Again, no brand control. What if something changes? And of course, it does leave huge risks here. You've got 12 sellers all vying for the buy box on here. What happens if something changes? What happens if that content gets, needs to be updated? The dimensions need to be updated. I don't know too much about the optimization process here. It's definitely not something that we would do as a team. It really needs to be taken control of. And at the moment, there is no way to do this because it's under Elite Tins brand. So Emma Bridgewater's brand registry team, if they have it, can't even control or look at the data behind this. You know, it's a really huge thing. And this is the big thing. Those 12 sellers, they may be wholesalers, they may be partners that work directly with the manufacturer, but they're not going to get that support on Amazon. And ultimately, if you optimize these products, optimize the brand well, the revenue could be huge, and it supports all the sellers and wholesalers that are coming onto Amazon to really represent the brand and represent the brand well. Working with a business like us that supports brands on Amazon means that you can get the best out of the content and make sure the brand is being represented through your storefront, for your A+, for your content, your titles, your images correctly. Really important. Let's look at the comparison. Port Merion, a huge competitor to Emma Bridgewater. You know, they are on Amazon vendors, they're selling directly to Amazon, but they've got the store page, they've got better content, it's controlled, it's really clear, the imagery is better. You know, they are taking leaps and bounds in front of Emma Bridgewater in terms of the control of the brand and making sure it's being represented properly. And it's something they've got to get on top of. So the key actions here is get the storefront A+, get the brand registry ownership done, please. Please, get the brand control properly. There's too many sellers with zero control. There was 12 sellers on the biscuit barrels. You know, that's just one product line. Your mugs, your trays, everything. There is too much potential for the product to be damaged if you don't take brand control. You know, the searches are a complete mess. There's really random wording in some of those keywords. There was one that was called a black mug tray, something or other. It would just look really, really poor. And of course, you're falling massively. Emma Bridgewater are falling massively behind the likes of Port Merion and other brands that, you know, some of the Cath Kidston mugs, etc., etc. They're not in the same league, and it's just so crucial. Whatever your thought process is on Amazon, the truth is that consumers in large volumes are there to shop and there to go for those really big brand names, and they want that representation. They want that trust. Trust builds the conversion. Conversion will build the revenue. And crucially, you've got to get on top of that. So please, you know, Emma Bridgewater, please feel free to reach out. We will be very happy to help you. But this is something for other brands as well. This is a message for all brands. You know, you've got to take control. There are millions of shoppers that are looking for your brand, whether they're also using TikTok, they're using e-commerce, they're using retail, using bricks and mortar. A large portion of people will still come to Amazon, and they need the representation correctly done. Really, really important. So my rant is over for this week with another one of Amazon's broken brands that really, really needs to be fixed and should be for a really fantastic British brand, Emma Bridgewater. So I hope that was really helpful. That was just tip of the iceberg in terms of the brand and what could be done to improve Emma Bridgewater's success on the platform and make sure they're controlling that success. If you want to learn more about how to control your brand and really grow it exponentially, speak to us. Come and visit us at our website. Like, subscribe, and comment on this video.